Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today's video is going to be one of two. This isn't going to be my global tour prep video, that'll come later today. This one's going to be talking about the changes that were recently data mined for remote raiding. So if you're not aware, or if you didn't see the short or anything like that, about yesterday / the day prior, some stuff leaked from Pokeminers and in the game itself regarding some changes coming to remote raids. These are consisting of a price increase and a cap on how many we can do. So with that being said, I'm just going to talk about my thoughts on it and kind of what to expect. We have rough ideas of when these are going to start happening. And then, so like I said, my thoughts on it, what I personally think they should do instead, but we'll get into that later. So per Pokeminers yesterday, / the day prior, they tweeted that in the game's code, they found that there's going to be a coming cap on how many remote raids we can do per day. And then yesterday, they clarified on what the cap actually is. So at the moment right now, one remote pass is 100 coins and 3 of them are 300 coins. This has already been changed once from what it was when they first came out. So them changing that side of things isn't anything new at all. At the moment, there is a seasonal bonus of increased damage from remote raids. That is also something that they've said in the past that they are going to be removing. But every season they keep it in for some reason, so that's kind of up in the air itself. But back during COVID and when everything was going on with that, worse than it is now, I should say, that I know of anyway. Remote passes, one was still 100, but the bundle used to be 250 coins instead of 300. They changed that about the time when they started removing things like the incense, spawning stuff every minute no matter if you were moving or not. The first time they tried to remove the stop distance, when they removed gifts being guaranteed, all that other stuff. That was when they first made the change from the 250 to 300. But now, per Pokeminers, they are going to be increasing again from 100 coins to 150 coins. Which that itself isn't too drastic. We do not know if the 300 bundle is going to change as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does. At the moment, we only know the single passes are going to be increasing. Well, that's nothing compared to what the other news is. So I'm sure you've seen it all around your feeds, Twitter, sponsored creators making content on it, whatever. But the coming cap on remote raids is going to be 6 per day. Now we do have pictures of this, I'll put one up beside me or something in here somewhere. Because the other night, in the game itself, the text accidentally got pushed by Niantic. So if you went into your bag and looked at your remote passes, it would say, as you can see, past a battle or raid remotely or something, you can do parentheses 0 parentheses per day. So this came out. Everybody started freaking out because it's like, oh, is there some announcement that we missed? Is this accidental? How many is this number? So per yesterday, Pokeminers tweeted that according to more leaks that came out, the number is going to be 6, and this will be introduced on March 1st when the new season starts. Now this could all change. This is just data mined / semi-accidentally live information. It is not confirmed that it will change with the new season. It is not confirmed that it will change prior to the global tour this weekend. They might change it after. We don't know. What we do know is that this is coming, and it's coming soon. Now, like I said, at the moment, you can do as many remote raids as you want. The catch being that you can't have more than 3 at a time in your inventory. Unless you do the whole get 3, use 1, and then buy 3 again thing. But we do not know if that is changing or if that is staying as it is. Because at the moment, without doing the buy 3, use 1, buy 3 more, you can only have 3 in your bag at a time. I wouldn't be surprised if that changes. But what we know for right now is that either soon or the next season, which is in a week from recording this, these will be changed and there will be a cap per day for remote raids. Now, why are they doing this? Their agenda. Niantic's agenda is if you can't play the game how they want you to play it, then why are you playing? This includes events. If you can't go to a live event, you mean nothing to them, as proven by their tweet where they blame the players for all the issues that happened with Saturday's Las Vegas event. Well, many other instances. If you can't dedicate every second of your life to this game, you don't matter. If you aren't in their sponsored influencer program, you don't matter. The list goes on. That's why they removed calm days being 6 hours. It's why these recent events, aside from that Mega Salamence one, have been kind of crap. It's why we had a Love Disc thing for Valentine's Day when that's a shine that's been out for 4 years. All they care about is that you play in the style they want you to, so that you give them the most amount of money you can. So clearly, I don't need to tell you that this has caused outrage pretty much everywhere. What I can tell you is, don't expect the sponsored influencers to talk much about it. They're going to treat this the same way they treated the Saturday Las Vegas event. Either ignoring all the issues, or putting like 2 seconds worth of the video on it and then moving on to something else. AKA their community. I'm not going to go into names of who all the sponsored people are. Like, that's easy enough to find on your own. I will say I am not. And if they ever came to me asking me if I would deny it. Because I don't want anything to do with them. So, take that how you will. But if you haven't caught on, I think this is pretty stupid. Yes, they want in-person rating to be the big thing. Yes, it was before the world shut down. Yada, 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 yada. No, well, they have Campfire. You just use that to find your raids. Well, Campfire is its whole other basket of issues that I'm not getting into today. Because there's a lot there too. But anyway. So clearly there has to be a better solution, right? Well, I've seen both ways. I've seen, oh, this killed communities. They need to do this. I've seen, oh, buff the in-person raids so that they have actual benefits over remote raiding. And I've seen counter-arguments to that of like, oh yeah, they have with XL candy and Poffins and things. No, they haven't. I'm not a mathematical genius, so I'm not gonna go into the odds and stuff like that for them. Brandon, if you're watching this video, feel free to put that down in the comments. You know more regarding that than I do. But since XL Candy has been a thing in this game from raids, I have gotten, I think, maybe 5. Maybe more. But I also Haven't ever used any that I've gotten since they became available. So I have a lot just from the level up and things like that. But my point is, if they really want to say that that is how they're making in-person better, then they either need to be the same rate as things like a TM, non-elite, because those aren't in raids, or make them a guaranteed reward for an in-person raid, outside of events. Like say there's a Vileplume raid over there, I walk to that. I would do it if there was a guaranteed XL candy. XL rare candy. But they won't do that because then they can't use them as a super rare item that people need to buy X, Y, or Z thing for. That's why we don't have ETMs outside for free outside of GBL. If you even consider that free. You would think Niantic would realize, oh hey, we just had a massive flop with our live event in this week. We probably shouldn't do anything else stupid this week, right? But I don't think they know what stupid means. I really don't. Like I said in my other videos, I've been saying that they're going to kill these things for years now. So to all those people that I've said that to who never believed me, who's laughing now? But that's not the point of this video. The world has changed since COVID began. If Niantic is refusing to realize that, which clearly they are because of removing the COVID benefits, like the quality of life stuff. As we are seeing with Tor right now, they're killing all the global only events and making them shift to mini Go Fests. Safari zones are the same way. Those have always been in person. Which those died a long time ago. Because way back in the day, if there's a Safari zone, that weekend, for the whole weekend, the featured thing spawned globally with boosted rates. That hasn't happened in like 5 years, I think. And I'm not counting those timed researches because those aren't boosted. And honestly, those weren't even done for a while. Do I know what the best way forward is? No. But what I do know is that if Niantic's goal here is to throw away the only thing they're known for, then they are doing a damn fine job at it. Will this kill the game? Absolutely. Will it kill the game in the way people think it will? No. Them making these changes and caps to the remote raids is the only thing that's going to kill is the raiding scene of the game. Will it kill communities is a weird gray area. Because the only people that have communities in this game are the sponsored influencers. General Pokemon Go communities died when COVID started. Which goes into the next point. There are people, because of either where they live, because the game uses real world locations, they have nothing around them, etc., where their only way to get a legendary is through a remote raid. And then for anyone that does do PvP, there used to be Premier Leagues, which were the same as whatever the main league was, but if something had XL candy used on it, it was ineligible to battle there. These were known as the accessible leagues. They got rid of those. So now, the only way to do things like Master League is to play with people that have level 50 Zarudes or Dialgas or whatever. Or for someone who doesn't have an area where they can just grind stuff out, or they work full-time or something, that person isn't able to get that to compete with those people. So they would buy remote raids to try to get as much XL candy as they can for something to have a chance to play against those people. But because they didn't have anything around them, they couldn't just go like, oh yeah, let's go use my orange pass for the day, or I've got this green pass, let's go use that. They couldn't do that. So putting this cap on these raids is Niantic saying, why are you playing this game? You have nothing here. You can't utilize this game. We don't want you playing this game. On the flip side of that, there's the people that'll say, oh, well, we can get legendaries in GBL. Go play that and get them there and stop complaining. When GBL first began, sure. But since GBL has been out, there have been 3 seasons now where every season the chance to see a legendary has been nerfed worse than it was the season before. Prime example of this being Tapu Koko in GBL when Tapu Koko came out. So, well, yes, it is possible to get a legendary from GBL. Every GBL season, that chance gets worse and worse. And that's for both the free and the premium tracks. It's not different for either one. So what is Niantic's end goal here? I don't know. All I know is Niantic and the people that are in their influence sponsor whatever program, they hate that the average person who may not have a great area to play can take advantage of the features in means that require them not dedicating their lives or spending a crap ton of money to it. How do I know the sponsored influencers and stuff don't like it? Just watch any of their live event videos. All they talk about is how great it is to see the community. How great the community makes these events. Same for Niantic. They still have yet to officially do any formal apology for the shit show that was Vegas. To the point they haven't even tweeted out their already scheduled "Thank you for joining us at Hoenn Tour Vegas." Because they know. They know people are tired and done. But they also know that they don't want to take the responsibility. So while I see both sides of the coin, just from my experiences, it's not where there is no community in the way that the sponsors in Niantic see it. And with these remote raid changes, if there was any chance of that coming back, it's dead in the water. Will that stop Niantic from doing it? No. According to the leaks, if they're going to make this a season bonus, then they're going to treat it just like the daily incense and candy boosts and things like that. Where we'll get an event, we'll have 3 choices. It'll be 30-minute daily incense, double catch dust, things like that. And one of the choices will be double the amount of remote raids in per day or something. So all I can really say is if you remote raid to play this game, prepare yourself for big changes. Whether they're positive, negative, a mix of both, whatever. The raiding scene in Pokemon Go is going to either drastically change or drastically die. All because they refuse to simply buff up the rewards that in-person raiding can give. And and that's without things like the Calm Day in-person raids, Elite in-person raids, event locked in-person raids, etc. Just wait for things like Mega Mewtwo and Mega Rayquaza to come, because I can guarantee they are going to hard regulate how people do those raids. Let's jump back in time a little bit. When Australia had that Do Quest for Pokecoins feature, beta, whatever you want to call it. People liked it, people did it. Yes, there were flawed tasks, but on average, people liked it. And then 2 weeks later, Niantic just ended it without saying anything. Because people were doing that to get coins instead of doing the in-game currency converting options. Just like Brandon would always say back in the day, if something benefits the players, it gets highest priority for either fixing or removal. If it doesn't benefit the players and benefits them, they keep it in the game for as long as possible. That's why just even regular raids have issues with health regen, getting randomly booted out or crashing when the raid starts and losing your pass, things like that. Because if those happen and you can't get back in, then it eats your pass and you have to use another one. So how will this all play into this weekend's event? We don't know. How will it play into things right now? At the moment, we don't know because it's not live yet. However, between how Hoenn Tour Las Vegas went, this, and every other red flag that's come up recently, the next season may as well be called the season of caution tape. To wrap this up, my thoughts, instead of nerfing, they need to better incentivize in person with things like guaranteed Rare Candy XL, guaranteed Poffins, like put Elite TMs in Elite Raids or something, whatever. Not even like just make everything that's in Raids be shiny. Yes, that'd be great, but that'd be great for a small group of people. If they want the vast majority of people to do in-person raids, then they need a drastic overhaul of the raid rewards for every tier and have actual rare items be guaranteed. Because why would I do an in-person raid for a Poffin when I can just wait till 8 o'clock p.m. and get a sponsored balloon and get one for doing 0 effort? So I've got like 10 or 13 of them just from that. But if every legendary gave a guaranteed, not even multiple, just one, gave one guaranteed Rare Candy XL, I would do raid hours for things like the Reggies. Or I would go do a non-shiny chance Guzzlord or something. Nerfing remote raiding through things like a cap per day, all that's going to do is just make all raid sales plummet. And if Las Vegas Hoenn Tour was anything to go off of, they're already killing their chances at people buying in-person things. So GoFest this year will be interesting. But that's a separate topic. Either sit down, redesign the raid reward system to have actual rare items be guaranteed for each tier, or just scrap the raid system entirely, bring back the old gym system, let people choose when they want to get their coins and things. Combine the two systems. Basically just either overhaul raids completely, because right now it's it's dead. Time to catch. We've had this system for 6 years. Either redo that to make it something that's unique, and while you're doing that, redo the raid reward tiers, or find some balance. Because nerf, and then leave the same isn't going to do the outcome that you want it to do, Niantic. If all you do is just nerf one and leave the other unchanged, all it's going to do is just make people quit. Which, who knows? Maybe that's what you want. Maybe you don't want people to play your game. I don't know. I'm not a game dev. I don't work for you. All I know is, if you keep going down this path of just doing idiotic decisions without even considering all scenarios, the end of your game may be sooner than you think it will. But let me know what you guys think about it all down below. I'm curious to hear people's thoughts, especially from both sides of the coin. Because I remote raid more than I do in person, and I have people that I could raid with here. I just choose not to for various reasons. Which, that's a whole thing. I'm not getting into that. But let's just say those reasons aren't entirely super positive. Which is another point too. People may just not want to raid with people in their community because of X, Y, or Z factor. That's where I fall. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is a good idea? If so, why? Do you guys think they could do it better? If so, why? If you think I missed anything, put it down below. Let me know. Brandon, like I said, if you're watching this, put down the odds of getting Rare XL and things from the raids in the comments, because if I say that, I'll just get it wrong anyway. Like this video, share it with your friends, share it around, spread the word. The only way Niantic is going to actually consider how bad of a change this is if enough stuff is said about it online that shows why it's negative, that they're forced to look at it and do something. So like the video, share it around, subscribe with notifications on so that later today you don't miss my guide for the global tour video. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll catch you in the next one.